Okay, hello everyone. Good morning. As usual, I'm always bothering you with the cameras on. Remember that one as a requirement for your attendance. Yep. We're gonna obviously retake from what we did yesterday, that we started to work in unit 9A. Yep. Let me give me a second to change the language of the platform. There we go. So what we're gonna do is to retake. We left on 9A, and we finished on pronunciation activity 3B. In that section, we finished with this one that we check is the stress, the accent, the tone on different words according to the ones that give you more important information in a sentence. That's what we covered the last. This part of the speaking, we're gonna work in groups, but I'm gonna give some minutes so we have more students in here. Yep. Thank you for the ones that are punctual. So we're gonna wait to have more students on this one. We're gonna skip for the moment, just in case you're gonna discuss in groups these quotes, yep, these statements regarding with the questions you get in there. Yep. So, but later on, we're going to get deeper on it. I'm going to repeat the instructions, obviously, before we start working on some teamwork. Yep. Let's continue in this section, the section of reading and listening. Read the article, A Question of Luck, about a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and answer the questions. Let's take a look if we have it, A Question of Luck, if we have it here. Here you have it. Yep. So let me admit a couple more. Just let me check attendance for the ones that enter. There you have it. Okay, so let's continue. The next activity that we have on the platform is based on this article, A Question of Luck. Yep. So let's take a look. Let's read it. A question of luck. What is the question we always ask about successful people? We want to know what they are like, what kind of personalities they have, or how intelligent they are, or what kind of lifestyles they have, or what special talents they might have been born with. And we assume that it is those personal qualities that explain how that individual gets to the top of his or her profession. But according to Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers, we are asking the wrong questions. He thinks that while the talent is obviously a factor, there are two other more important ones that make a person successful. The first of these factors is luck. He begins with the example of sports players. In recent research done on various groups of elite ice hockey players from Canada and the Czech Republic, one fascinating fact came to light. In both countries, it was discovered that 40% of the players in the top teams were born between January and March, 30 between April and June, 20 between July and September, and only 10 between October and December. The explanation was simple. The school year in these countries runs from January to December. A boy who is 10 on January 2nd will be in the same class as one whose 10th birthday is on December 30th. The chances are the first boy will be bigger, stronger, and more coordinated. He is much more likely than the other boy to be chosen to play in junior teams. He will then get better coaching than the others and will play many more games. So will also get more practice. In the beginning, his advantage isn't so much that he is more talented. simply that he is older. He was lucky enough to be born in the first months of the year. But by the age of 13 or 14, with the extra coaching and practice, he really will be better than the others and far more likely to be successful. The extra practice is vital because the second factor that Gladwell believes is of great importance in determining whether somebody is going to be successful or not is what he calls the 10,000 hours theory. This theory, based on studies in many different fields, says that in order to get to the very top, you need to put in 10,000 hours of practice. Whether it is playing an instrument or a sport or programming a computer. So there you have it. So they try to give a scientific explanation to what we call luck. In this case, this author in particular is based in the analysis on hockey. Yeah. So first is taking the factor of the age, the extra practice, not like pure luck as we know it. Yeah. But the theory of the 10,000 practice as well. So like, okay, how much time you need to be good at something. So they got to this conclusion in particular. Yeah. With this article, we're gonna work on this activity, the first today, that is 5B. So let's take a look. I preview and started my attempt. And here you have the article as well, obviously. And then you have these questions, yep, that you're gonna answer based on the information you find on the article. So what 3 factors does he think being successful really depends on? 3 factors. Why is it an advantage for a sports player to be born in the first months of the year in some countries? And what is the 10,000 hours theory? Okay, short explanations. You don't need to copy literally. You can use your own works to explain, yep, the answers to these questions. So starting now, we got our 15 minutes. You got 15 minutes for this activity. Let's start with this, please. Okay, time to continue. Let's see what else we got. We just worked on activity 5B. Scroll down. Let's listen to the following track.
(5.6)
Apart from the hockey players, he also gives the examples of the Beatles, the most famous rock band of all time, and Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. The Beatles were really lucky to be invited to play in Hamburg in 1960. The club owner who invited them normally only invited bands from London, but on one trip to the UK, he met an entrepreneur from Liverpool who told him that there were some really good bands in that city. When the Beatles arrived in Hamburg, they had to work incredibly hard. They had to play for up to 8 hours a night in the club, 7 nights a week. As John Lennon said later, "We got better and we got more confidence. We couldn't help it with all the experience we got from playing all night long in the club." By 1964, when they became really successful, the Beatles had been to Hamburg 4 times and had already performed live an estimated 1,200 times, far more than many bands today perform in their entire careers. Bill Gates's huge stroke of good luck came in 1968, when the high school he was at decided to spend some money they'd been given on a computer. This computer was kept in a little room that then became the Computer Club. In 1968, most universities didn't have a computer club, let alone schools. From that time on, Gates spent most of his time in the computer room, as he and his friends taught themselves how to use it. It was my obsession, Gates says of those early high school years. I skipped athletics. I went up there at night. We were programming at weekends. It would be a rare week that we wouldn't get 20 or 30 hours in. So Gates was unbelievably lucky to have access to a computer, but of course he also put in all those hours of practice, too. Talent, Gladwell concludes, is obviously important, but there are many talented people out there. What makes just a few of them special is that they are lucky and that they put in far more hours of practice than the rest.
Okay, once we get the record, let's see. Let's work on this one. 5D, listen and answer the questions. I preview on my attempt. And here you have the following questions. Where did they play between which years? Where did the club owner usually get bands from? How much did they have to pay to play? How many times had they performed live by 1964? Obviously, the first section, the first set of questions is related to the part of the Beatles. And then you have for to Bill Gates, you get the following, right? When did his school start a computer club? Why was this unusual? What did he and his friend do at weekends? And how many hours did he spend at the computer club every week? Yep. You obviously have, again, you have the audio track in here for you to extract the questions. Yep. So starting now, you got your 10 minutes to work on this activity. Okay, now we can resume, going back to the main page on the platform, and let's continue. Sorry to scroll like this. We just worked activity 5D. Okay, let's continue to the section of vocabulary, making adjectives and adverbs. Okay, let's take a look what they refer to. Let me show to you in this format. What they are going to give to us is several words that are only verbs. So you have achieve, agree, argue, attach, choose, compensate, complain, deliver. All those are verbs, but from those verbs, we can make adjectives. For example, you see that here is cross, choose. Choose, we don't put an ending Asian or meant. Choose, the adjective is, or the noun is choice, okay? The similar we can have, for example, with achieve. What is the correct noun that we can form from achieve? Exists achievement or achievement? The correct one, achievement. Yep. So that's what they refer to in this activity. We are going to take verbs and you're going to transform them into nouns. Yep. The same thing in vocabulary later on. You're going to have these. You're going to have nouns that you're going to transform into adjectives and adverbs. Here you have the examples. Yeah, luck as an adjective, lucky, but that is for the positive context or meaning. Also has a negative adjective from that noun that is unlucky. Adverbs, luckily and unluckily. Yep. Fortune is the noun, the adjective, fortunate, unfortunate. So you have one adjective for a positive meaning, one in the negative meaning, and the same happens with the adverbs, positive and negative. So we can take verbs, we can take nouns, and we can have the other forms or the other parts of the speech. What are the other parts of the speech? From a verb, you get into a noun. From a noun, you get into adjectives and adverbs. Okay, so the following activities in the section of vocabulary get to do with that one. Yes, let me write it down, our advance. So we're going to start the section of vocabulary with 6A. Let's take a look. I preview, I started my attempt, and let's see what we get. Look at the bold words in the sentence below. Which is a noun and which is an adjective? Using the word luck, can you make? So you have luck, lucky. Which one is the negative adjective? Which one is a positive adverb? And which one is a negative adverb as well? They correspond to this one. Yep. Luck, we have the noun. You have lucky as positive adjective, unlucky, negative adjective. Adverb, when it's positive, we use luckily, and unluckily when it's negative. Yep. That is the activity that you get in here. Negative, positive, just following the words that are in bold, right? Luck and luck. Okay. Starting now, you got your 10 minutes. Okay, we can move forward. Let's see what else we got. We just worked vocabulary, activity 6A. Let's see what else. Let's continue on vocabulary bank 2A. Let me take a look at it. I preview and I start on my attempt to see what is it. In here, you have the activity related to the table that we have to complete, right? So you have there the examples, right? With luck and fortune. With luck, you have the full line, yeah, which the full row, which means that luck first with the nouns, you're gonna make adjectives, but you're gonna make one positive and one negative. That's why you have lucky and unlucky. And the same is gonna happen with the adverbs. In the adverbs, take a look at the ending. In luckily, normally most of the adjectives, adverbs, most of the adverbs, they're gonna end up with ly. Yep. That is like the common rule for adverbs. Are there any others with different ending? Yes, but for the moment, we're gonna use that one. Now, you have to be careful on the way that you are going to, if you have this one adjective, then it's easy to transform to adverbs. So fortunate, fortunately. Unfortunate, unfortunately. Comfort. And that one, what is the adjective? You know the adjective cómodo, how you say that in English? Coming from comfort. Yep. So there you're gonna complete with that, okay? So let's take a look how you do it. You got for this activity 10 minutes that start to run now. Okay, we can continue now. We just worked on vocabulary bank 2A. Let's see what else we got. In the same section, we have one more that is vocabulary bank 2C. Yeah, vocabulary bank 2C. Let's take a look. I'm gonna preview my quiz. What we got is the following. They are given to you one noun, and you have to decide what is the correct form to complete the sentence with. An example in a couple. The beach was beautiful, but it rained almost every day. With this noun, what correct form you're going to use in there to complete the sentence, right? They give you the noun, but for example, in this one, we are going to use the adverb in negative form. So the beach was beautiful, but unfortunately, it rained almost every day. Number 2, my shoes are very. I wore them for the first time yesterday and they didn't hurt at all. So my shoes are very, use it for the first time. Exactly, very good. So what we use is that form. Yeah. In this case, the noun is comfort, but we use the adjective comfortable or comfortable. Yep. Then number 3, he did the exam quickly and so he made lots of mistakes. So if he makes a lot of mistakes, we are going to use this noun as an adverb, but negative. So what we are going to include in here, carelessly, carelessly. Yep. Why? The context of the sentence, right? He did the exam quickly and carelessly. So he made a lot of mistakes. Okay. We use the adverb, but in the negative sense, right? Carelessly. Number 4, we missed the flight by just 5 minutes. We missed the flight. The noun that they give to us nouns is luck, but excellent. Thank you so much. Unlucky. What I'm typing. Unlucky. There you go. We were really unlucky. We have no luck. We were really unlucky, right? Number 5, Jack is a very driver. He can stand behind someone who is driving slowly. He can stand, so he doesn't like it, right? He can stand. No supported there, right? Sorry? Could you repeat? Exactly. So you go with impatient. Yep, impatient. He's a very impatient driver. Okay, so there you have 5 together and 5 for you. Okay, your 10 minutes start now. So we got as an introduction that we were together. Number 1, unfortunately. Number 2, comfortable. Number 3, carelessly. Number 4, unlucky, sorry. Number 4, unlucky. And number 5, impatient. Okay, let's retake it. Going back to the main page, just to check. We just worked on bank to see. I think that is the last one for vocabulary section. And then we go writing. Yep. On writing, this one you're gonna do it, the sentence game. Let's see. Work in teams of 3 or 4. Play the sentence game. You have 5 minutes to write the following sentences. No, let's go back to the part of the speaking, this one. What you're gonna be talking about, what I want you to help me with. I'm gonna divide you in teams, maybe in pairs or 3 students in a team. And what you're gonna discuss is this part. Yep. There are some quotes in here. You're gonna tell me if you agree, disagree, but also you're gonna help me out with this part. Yep. Do you consider yourself in general to be a lucky person? Why or why not? Can you remember a time when you were either very lucky or very unlucky? What happened? Do you know anyone you think is particularly lucky or unlucky, and why? So these questions, we are going to discuss about luck. Do you believe in luck? Yes, no, a time that you consider that actually you were lucky or unlucky. Yeah, that you consider at that particular event, at that particular time, is a great example of you being lucky or unlucky. Okay, that's what they refer to. As usual, I'm gonna be asking you about the other person in the team. So you're not gonna give me your information, you're gonna give me the other people's information. The quotes only if you agree or disagree. Now, in general, what I want is that you talk about luck. So I don't believe in luck. Why you don't believe in luck? I believe in luck. Why you believe in luck? And give me examples when you were lucky and unlucky. Okay. The team's gonna be randomly formed. Let me see the breakout rooms. Let's see how many we can make. Let's make, okay, I'm gonna create them. You're gonna be in teams of 3 or 4 students. 3 or 4 students. So you can discuss about when I enter to your breakout rooms. I'm gonna be asking about the other people in the team, just in case, okay? You're gonna have like 15 minutes to talk about it, and then I'm gonna enter to see, yeah, to listen to your conversation, and that you tell me if you could have some information from the others, okay? I'm gonna open the rooms now. Please check and accept the invitation so you can join your team. Yep. Go to your teams. Thank you. Thank you. Accept the invitation. Thank you. Thank you. Go to your teams. Join your teams. Thank you. Thank you. Still not accepting. Who's in here? Mario and Joaquin. Please accept the invitation. Hello, guys. Please, your camera's on and let's begin, okay? So who's going to start?
Hi, teacher. I start.
Perfect.
I was
Thank you.
talking to Yair about luck and lucky people, and I asked him if he considered himself a lucky person. He responded me, yes, because he has his parents who always support him in everything he do and advise him for his good. And he remembers that he was once very lucky to win third place in an online contest for a product brand, and they gave him a gaming chair as a prize. And he thinks that his mother is very lucky because she regularly wins very good prizes when she participates in raffles. Okay, that's for me.
Mario considers himself a lucky person because he achieved most of the things he wants to do successfully. He also said that a few years ago, he bought a lottery ticket worth $5,000, and with that, he bought a computer. Mario said that a friend of his name Luis has quite good luck choosing course of university. He always goes to one that is easy to pass.
Okay, I'm
Well,
going to talk about
and
my. Hmm? Okay, continue.
no problem with the everyday things in life. The second question does he remember the moment when he won the lottery for a very large amount that he couldn't imagine at the moment. He felt very lucky. And the third question, he have a cousin who is very lucky for the simple fact of having won a scholarship abroad and living in Australia.
Okay, about Anthony, he considered himself lucky and a lucky person because he is healthy and he had a family and have a house to live in. And he said he remembered that it's foot a football game. He were very lucky because of all the games he had didn't win a single game. And the truth is that his grandfather thinks he's a very lucky person because even through even though he wasn't done there for these children, and they know always take care of him when he is sick, and they always visit him.
Thank you so much, guys. Good work in general. I'm visiting the other teams, and in some minutes we're gonna be together. We're gonna be together in the main room. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Hello, hello. Alan, if it's possible, your camera on, and when you're ready, please start.
I am going to talk about what Ariana thinks. The first question, believe that phrases are true, like practicing more. It will give you more luck. You will improve your skills and it will give you more chance of winning. The other question, yes, he considers himself very lucky because he has a healthy family. There is no shortage of food on the table and he has a job. The other question, she once won $500 in the lottery and feel lucky. He also won an air conditioner in a briefly at work. The other question, you know some people who feel unlucky, but the truth is you think it's because they only see the bad side of things. He believes that to live happily, we must see the good things that happen in our lives and always think positively.
The talk about the Erica response to the questions were her consider that they are true because the more discipline there is, the better skills and success you will have. The two question is her if you consider yourself a lucky person to have a unit and healthy family. And the three questions, she was lucky during a trip to the beach. She will have had an accident, but she was lucky to avoid it. The finally question, he believed that the current president of Ecuador is lucky that international countries support him in different projects that he wants to create.
Okay, I want to talk about Daniel. He's agree with the first quote. The more I practice, the look I get, because it is very important to improve at every moment. In this way, one becomes talent. In the second question, do you consider yourself in general to be lucky person? He considered a lucky person because he have a wonderful family and he study and working. And recently he had a medical exams and he have a very good health. And for he is very important and feel lucky to be well. In the third question, can you remember a time when you either very lucky or very unlucky? He think that the day he broke his arm, that day in the morning, they badly for he. Finally, in the afternoon, uh, in the in his in car his dad, and he didn't close the door properly, and he fell. Luckily, the accident wasn't that serious. He was well until he don't know anyone who has a bad lucky, but he think it's normal to that sometimes it go well and badly for everyone in life.
Okay, I'm going to say the Alan answer. In the first question, he agreed with the first quote because the more you practice, the more experience and you have, you become a successful person. The second question, he considered that he is often lucky because he has been in the right place at the right time several. The third question, once walking down the street with his dog, he found winning the lottery ticket. He wasn't a big prize, but that he felt very lucky. The fourth question, he considered his brother to be the very lucky guy. It is like his placement video. He always win the contest or raffles. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys. Excellent work. I visit one more team and then we go back together to the main group, okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Hello, hello, Ms. Romero, Ms. Valencia, Gabriel, please, if it's possible, your camera is on, and let's begin. Yep.
And let's say, I think all of them are real except the first one that say that the more I practice, the luckier I get because it is not luck, but the result of the practice you have done. And the question number 2. So let's say, I do consider myself looking. I usually have good opportunities, but I always look for them. Question number 3. So let's say, when I went to the notary one day, they were selling a reflow. I forgot I was participating and ended up winning the best prize. Question number 4, so let's say, I have a friend who always gets what she wants just by thinking but about it sometimes. I think it's luck.
Gabriel thinks that luck is not a belief. It is simply to be in the right moment and at the right time and do the actions in order to succeed or getting something. He considers himself a lucky person, and he considers he's lucky when he plays sports or video games. And sometimes everything goes well when he's playing and he doesn't know how. And he also thinks that his friend Fernando is an unlucky person in love because he has problems getting it. And he thinks that in the future it will change because it's probably not the right moment to be in love.
I'm going to talk about Genesis, and in the first, Genesis consider that he is a person who is grateful for what God has given to her, and the second that a time when she thinks that she was unlucky or lucky, she said that luck does not exist, that everything happened to us were good or bad and depends on our actions. And in the third one, she don't believe in luck, but her sister has done well in most situations, so she thinks that her sister is a lucky person. And in the quote, she said that she doesn't agree with she's in agree with the quote because there is no such thing as luck, and she think that if you practice and being prepared, you will obviously do well everything.
Thank you so much, guys. Excellent work as usual. I have to visit one more team. After that visit, we're gonna be together in the main room to continue on the platform, okay? Hello, hello, Ms. Perez, Ms. Sanchez, and Joaquin. Help me out with your cameras. Thank you. And let's begin.
Okay. In the first question, and the Francesca is, does believe the quote, the more I practice the look I get, because no one is born with knowledge and experience. It is okay that from the beginning we make mistakes in some activity, but the more we practice, the faster we can improve and be better and sometimes. In the question, so if you consider yourself a lucky person because I have received good opportunities to continue developing professional, such as having a job in my career, having academic recognition, and recommendation from your teacher, among others. And the great question is, she remembers one moment when I was very lucky, was when she lost her purse in the park, but a boy found it and returned it with all its content intact in a park full of people. And in the last question is, yes, you know, some who is very lucky. This relative who won the Lander Lottery many years ago. Since then, he bought land at Bill Homes thanks to the lottery. Thanks. Siguiente.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm going to talk about Daniela. In the first question of the sentences, Daniela says that agreed with everything except the first sentences. She believed that improving with practice is not luck, but is discipline. In the second question, Daniela does consider herself a fortunate person, and she has a very loving family and many friends who support her. In the third question, she remembered having an unlucky day when she dropped $5, but then she found $20 on the street the same day. In the last question, she said that she has a friend who is very lucky in university. He always does well in his subjects without studying at all. Thank you.
Talking answer number 1. Yes, there are some that I think are lucky, but not everything is true. Number 2, the truth is I am lucky to have my family together. Number 3, I was very lucky when I was in school and it was time to present something I hadn't studied. I did not go out because I was almost the last on the list. Number 4, a friend of mine is very, very lucky because whenever she goes shopping, she finds things cheap and pretty. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. One more team, and then we're gonna be together in the main room, okay?
Thank you.
Now that everyone was here, thank you so much for your work on the activity related to be luck or unlucky, to describe the situations, the stories that you share about people you know, that you consider them lucky or unlucky. I had a good time listening to you. The idea, as usual, of those spaces is for you to practice a little bit your speaking skills, right? Remember that you have the speaking exam as part of your evaluation, and also you have an interview. So with another teacher, right? The ones that have a couple of modules here, a couple of courses here, you know how it works. So by the end of the course, you're gonna have, as usual, your exam on the platform. We're gonna have one part of the speaking, but you're gonna have one interview with another teacher. Yeah, just in case. The final interview is not with me, it's with another teacher of the academy. In general, about the topics that we have covered, okay? I'm gonna share my screen for you. Must be visible now on the platform, the Unit 9B. That's the one that we're gonna start with, Unit 9B. In the Unit 9B, we're gonna have the following. We're gonna have, in grammar, we're gonna have the quantifiers, vocabulary, words and phrases related to electronic devices, and phrasal verbs, and in the pronunciation, the linking words. Yep, the linking words. And different pronunciations in similar words, yeah, spelling and pronunciation as well. Okay, just to take a look, obviously here is the format of the book, yeah. So what they refer to, let's go first to the grammar, yeah. Let me show to you the part of the grammar that is in here. This one, you're gonna have it also is on the platform, but just for the explanation. What is a quantifier? A quantifier literally gives you a sense, an idea of quantity. Yeah. What are the quantifiers? The quantifiers are related to nouns, but we have to remember that you have countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, so you can go like tasks, computers, students, teachers. You can put a number linked to it. So in the quantifiers, when they refer, and in here they are referring in the huge sense of a quantity, large quantities, you have the ones in blue. A lot of, lots of, a lot, many, much, and plenty of. Okay? So what are the uses? What are the explanations? Here you have it. An example, use a lot of and lots of in positive sentences, in affirmative sentences. There we're gonna use those. Yep. So use a lot when there is no noun. A lot, like the sentence number 2, right? James eats a lot. We understand, right? We are talking about food, but as you can see, there is the ending of the sentence, the ending of the idea. We don't have any other word next to it. We don't have a noun after it. So that's what they refer to. You use a lot when there is no noun. So he talks a lot. The examples here, right? He talks a lot, not he talks a lot of. In that case, if you put of, obviously you're gonna need to be specific about the noun. Yep. That's why in number 2, no noun needed. In number 3, the examples we have in number 3, much and many are normally used in negative sentence and questions. Yep. Negative sentence and questions. But you can replace much and many by but a lot of. Yep. So much, many, negative questions, and both can be replaced by a lot of. Okay, so you have the examples in number 3. There aren't many cafes near here. Do you have many close friends? Do you watch much TV? I don't eat much chocolate. What is the difference? Why many and why much? Remember that you have many for countable and much for uncountable. Yep. And number 4 in this section, we have don't run, we have plenty of time. We have plenty of time. We use plenty of in sentences, affirmative ones, yeah, when it's more than enough. So we have to remember all these uses, yeah, just in case to, first for the platform, but more important for using them, right, in your interview, for using them in real life situations, okay? So keep that one in mind, okay? That one, the first block that we have seen is when we are talking about large quantities, yeah, large quantities. But you also have a group when you get small quantities. When we refer to small quantities, we're gonna have these examples, right? The ones in blue. Do you want some more ice cream? Just a little. The town only has a few cinemas. I'm so busy that I have very little time for myself. Very little time. Yep. So the quantifier is that very little. You can intensify those, right? Because I can say, sorry, only little time. So I have little time for myself. But if you want to give more emphasis, then you can include very. Yeah, very little time for myself. Sarah isn't popular and she has very few friends. Very few friends. Use little plus uncountable nouns, few plus plural countable nouns. Okay, they put number one because the example is in the sentence in the group number one, with little for uncountable and few for countable. The plural. Very little and very few is like saying that you don't have much, you don't have many. Once again, when you want to intensify, yes, the sense of these small quantities. All this group, little, few, is for small quantities. Then in quantifiers, you're also gonna have this ones. So we have large quantities, we have the other extreme that is small quantities, and now let's see what is in the middle. That's why they refer here to this category, like more or less that you need or want. More or less than you need or want. Number one, I don't like the city. It's too big and too noisy. There is too much traffic and too much noise. There are too many tourists and too many cars. There you have, in number one, you're gonna have these two plus an adjective. You can use that one as an intensifier. Yep. Too much, once again, remember, much uncountable, many countable. Yes, but two you can use for both, like too much traffic, too much noise, too many tourists, too many cars. So two for both, no problem. Much uncountable, many countable. And in number three, there aren't enough parks and there aren't enough trees. The buses aren't frequent enough. The buses don't run frequently enough. That word enough is the one that is making a modification to the noun, yes, or to an adjective, or to an adverb, as you can see, right? Frequent and frequently. Trees and parks. So enough can work with nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. What it means, use enough before a noun, after an adjective, yeah, or with an adverb when you're trying to say that is not in, that is more or less than you need. Okay, so in here, number three, again, there aren't enough parks. The number of parks is not enough, right? It's not sufficient. That's what they refer to with that sentence, with that statement. If there aren't enough trees, so we need more trees. Not enough, not sufficient. Yep. The same happens with the buses. The buses aren't frequent enough. You need the buses to pass with little more time between them, right? So like the gaps more time, that's what they refer to. So enough, sufficient. Then the final classification in here is zero quantity. How we express zero quantity? We have different forms. Number one, there isn't any room in the car. We don't have any X. So you're going to use any with a negative verb. Yep. There isn't any time. So then you have that that example, right? Number two, there is no room in the car. Take a look, they are giving the same example just to have an idea of it. We can use any and we can use no to mention zero quantity. But when it's any, in negative sentences. With no, if you take a look, the sentence is positive. There is no room in the car. No, there is no room in the car. We have no X. Okay. And number three, how many X do we have? None. None is for short answers. Only for short answers and goes by itself. So you're not gonna say like none X. No. None, just like the noun is in the question, right? In the question, we know that we refer to X. None is a short answer, okay? In real life, in common situations, you can use them. Yes, of course, you can use them. They are not the only options, but we refer to those in particular, yeah? That is the part of grammar explanation. What else we're gonna have in this unit? As we can see, you're gonna have explanation about the pronunciation. Yeah, you have words here like although, bought, brought, cut, cough, daughter. Yeah, so we're gonna see the different sounds of these combinations of letters, O-U-G-H and A-U-G-H. Okay, so in here they are referring to, they have different sounds because you see the first word, although, but this one is enough, that sound like F by the end, enough. We have the same combination of letters, but with different sounds. That's what they're gonna refer in the pronunciation. Yep. You have laugh, thought, through, and tough. So you have those sounds, right? One that is a combination with like an F by the end of that sound. Another that is just an open. Yes, what it means open, although, bought, brought, caught, cough, like that, okay? So what else the unit's gonna present? Well, then we're gonna have an article about information overload. That one we're gonna read it when we get to that section. And then vocabulary and pronunciation related to electronic devices, phrasal verbs, and linking. We're gonna have phrasal verbs. What are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs refer to a verb and a preposition. Yeah. Here you're seeing the box of separable phrasal verbs. What it means separable, that you put the verb, you put the noun, and then the preposition. The example in here, switch the TV on, or switch on the TV. Switch on is what they call phrasal verb. What is a phrasal verb? Verb and preposition. Yep, that's what they refer to. In this phrasal verb, it's possible to separate what it means, verb, and after you put the preposition. Switch the TV on. You have both ways, right? If you want, you can say first the phrasal verb and then the noun. Switch on the TV. Okay, so that's what they refer to in this part. What else we have? Well, in speaking that part, we're gonna take it when we get to that part. And here we have a writing activity as well, a magazine article. Let's see how much we can advance today. Okay, so let's go to the platform and let's start on 9B. Let's take a look what we get first. We're gonna start with the grammar section. The grammar section, once again, refers to the quantifiers, yep? And we're gonna start with 1B. Let me start on my attempt, take a look at it. Let's see what we have. Click on only the correct phrase in 1 to 6. You have options in the middle, right? In this case, I used to have a lot of different gadgets, or I used to have lot of different gadgets. So
A lot of.
Very good. Thank you, Anthony. There you have one. Number 2, I'd like to buy the better computer, but I don't have enough money or money enough at the moment.
Enough money.
Enough money.
Thank you. Number 3, thank you, Ms. Sanchez, and Anthony as well. I spend too much or too many time every day online.
Too much.
Too much.
Why is not possible too many? Why is not possible too many? You have to pay attention is to the noun. Yeah. Time, in this case, time is uncountable. Okay. So you normally don't go around like normally when it's the concept of time, you don't go like tengo dos tiempos, tengo tres tiempos. No, not like that. So too much time. Number 4, I only have a little or a few friends.
A few.
Why a few? You have to pay attention to the noun, friends, countable, a few. So I only have a few friends on Facebook and no of them or none of them are close friends. What sounds better? No or none of them?
No.
No. Okay. Number 5. Remember, we are working together on my attempt, right? Just wait that we finish and then you can have your time just in case. I never watch TV or films on my phone because the screen isn't
Big
enough.
enough.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. Big enough. So we go for that one. And number 6, I like Apple products because of their design, but I think they are
Two.
too expensive. Okay, let's see. Let me see what I got with your assistant. What grade you help me out to obtain. What is the one? Take a look. Number 4, none. Yep, none of them. Okay, be careful on that one. Number 1, I used to have a lot of. Number 2, enough money. Number 3, too much. Number 4, a few and none. In number 4, a few and none. 5, big enough, and 6, 2. Okay, there we have the one of quantifiers. Starting now, you got your 10 minutes, but I am pretty sure that you're gonna need not that much time. Let's check on your results so far. Excellent, I got 9 attempts already. The magic number should be 14. Perfect, we're gonna wait some minutes for all our classmates to finish on this activity. Okay, most of you finished, so we can retake it. Let's continue. Going back to the main page on our platform, we just worked activity 1B. As I told you, there you have the extract, the one that I showed to you. There you have the explanation if you want to review it. Yes, if you have any doubts, there you have the material, right? Of course. Then let's go to Grammar Bank 1A. On this Grammar Bank 1A, choose the correct answer. Tick if both are possible. Let's take a look what we get. I'm gonna preview my attempt. And let's take a look. Yep. So choose the correct answer. What you get? You got here again. You got here the options in the middle of the sentence. So I just have to reply to a few emails or a little emails, or both are possible. Yeah. In this case, always pay attention is to the noun, if we have a noun after, right? In this case, emails, countable. So the option that I can use for countable, this one. A few emails. Do you spend much time or many time on social networking sites?
Much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sanchez. Number 3, my bedroom is a nice size. There's enough room, plenty of room. One of them is possible. The two of them is possible. What do you
And
consider?
no room.
Sorry, Anthony?
And no room.
Enough room? Okay, so I click in here. Normally you select the two words, right? If it's not selecting both. I know, number 4, I know very few people or very little people.
Few, very few.
Exactly, right? If you go for very little people, they are all shorties. They are like tiny people that you're saying, like impossible. So it makes no sense, right? Number 5, my brother has downloaded a lot of or lots of apps onto his new phone, or both are possible. A lot of, lots, or both. Which,
The two option is
This is
correct.
check.
okay,
It's check.
perfect. 6, I have some cash on me, but not a lot, not a lot of, or both,
A lot.
but not a lot, okay? 7, their new TV is too big or too much big, or both.
Two.
Mm,
Okay. 8, there aren't any or there are no potatoes, or both. So the tick, the check. What do you think?
check.
Check.
Okay. 9, my niece isn't all enough, enough all, or the check,
All or no.
all enough. Okay. And 10, I don't have a lot of, many, or both friends on Facebook.
Check.
Okay. So with your super assistants, let's see what I got. Let's see if you help me out to get a straight 10. You don't help me out to get a straight 10. So what happened? Take a look in number 3. Both are possible. So there is enough room for a desk, or there is plenty of room for a desk. Both are possible in that one. So the right option is the check, right? I leave it there for a second, and then I click on your results. Yep. For the activity, we got 10 minutes, but we're gonna take not that much. Okay, we can retake it. Let's see what else we got in this section of grammar. We just worked on bank 1A. And then we get to pronunciation, right? Once again, the pronunciation in this activity is related obviously to the combination of sounds that we can get from the mix of those words, of those letters, sorry. So what is it? Once again, you have a sound that could be open, and you have a sound that is more kind of a F sound. So that's what they refer to the ones in there, okay? Let's take a look together. We're gonna put, in some occasions, in some parts of the table that we're gonna see, there is only one word, okay? There is only one word. So we're gonna pay attention to that one. We're gonna be working on it together, just in case, okay? So let's take a look. The combination of letters that we are going to study, to practice a little bit, is O-U-G-H and A-U-G-H, okay? And they go like, be careful with the letters O-U-G-H and A-U-G-H. They can have different pronunciations. try to remember how to pronounce the most common words which have this combination of letters. So let's take a look. I'm gonna work on my attempt. Once we got it, here you have the spaces. As you can see, you have different sounds. What are the sounds? The sounds, or the kind of the hint, kind of the explanation or the example of the sound is given by the image. So you got up, horse, phone. Yeah, those are the ones that you have: bike, boot, clock. Yeah, so those are the sounds that we need to find it similar. So with up, they take it in here. Enough and tough. Let's see, where is it? Here, tough. For the sound similar to that O in horse, they got bought, brought, caught, daughter, and thought. So you got bought, brought, caught, daughter, thought. That sound, yep, in all those words. When it's related to phone, although, that is the one they selected for this one. Although, oh, phone. That's why they put it in that column. Phone, the sound of phone. Oh, the word although. Although. Okay. The next one, laugh. Laugh. Yep. Laugh. The sound of that. Laugh. Okay. Next one, for boot. Ooh. Then they selected through. Through. The sound ooh, like in boot. Okay. And the last one, they take cough. Cough. Like clock. Cough. Okay. So once again, in here, we have the combinations of sounds that we can have from these ones. Okay. The first column, we're gonna see that when we finish, you're gonna have also the audio track in here for you to take a look. Let's see if my super help was valid. Okay, there you have it. And once that you complete the activity, you have the audio track. Let's listen to the audio track just to check the pronunciation.
5.14. Up. Enough. Tough.
Horse, or, bought, brought, caught, daughter, thought.
Phone. Oh. Although.
Car, laugh.
Boot. Ooh. Through.
Clock, cough.
One more time, just to check the pronunciation.
5.14. Up. Enough. Tough.
Horse, or, bought, brought, caught, daughter, thought.
phone. O. Although.
Car. R. Laugh.
Boot. Ooh. Through.
Clock. Ah. Cough.
There you have it. Let's take a look at your results. We got so far 11 attempts. Thank you so much. We're gonna wait a couple of minutes for all our classmates to finish on this activity, okay? Okay, let's retake it. Going back to our main page. We just worked on activity 2A that is part of the pronunciation section, right? Here you also have another example with an audio track related to the 5 sentences that contain some of the words that were listed before.
5.15. 1,
I thought I'd brought enough money with me.
2,
My daughter's caught a bad cold.
3,
I bought it, although it was very expensive.
4,
We've been through some tough times.
5,
I didn't laugh. It was a cough.
There you have it. As usual, remember that this kind of activity that is not graded, is not a quiz, is for you to practice, right? Just in case for the pronunciation of all these words that get the combination of the letters O-U-G-H or A-U-G-H. Yep. Then we pass to reading, the section of reading and speaking. In there, the information or the tasks gonna be based on this one, right? Look at the title of the article. What do you think it means? Read the first paragraph. Yeah. So we're gonna take a look. The whole article is information overload. That one, let's see, is related to this part. Yep. The whole article is here. So let's take a look at it. Information overload. If you type the words information overload into Google, you will immediately get an information overload, more than 7 million hits in 0.05 seconds. Some of these information is interesting. For example, you learn that the phrase information overload was first used in 1970. Actually, before the internet was invented. But much of the information is not relevant or useful. Obscure companies and even more obscure bloggers. Information overload is one of the biggest irritations in modern lives. There are news and sports websites to watch emails that need to be answered. People who want to chat to you online and back in the real world, friends, family, and colleagues who also have things to tell you. At work, information overload is also causing problems. A recent survey has shown that many company managers believe that it has made their jobs less satisfying and has even affected their personal relationships outside work. Some of them also think that it is bad for their health. Clearly, there is a problem. It is not only the increase in the quantity of information, it is also the fact that it is everywhere, not just in the home and in the workplace. Many people today do not go anywhere without their smartphones. There is no escape from the internet. Scientists have highlighted 3 big worries. Firstly, information overload can make people feel anxious. There is too much to do and not enough time to do it. People end up multitasking, which can make them even more stressful. Secondly, information overload can make people less creative. Research shows that people are more likely to be creative if they are allowed to focus on one thing for some time without interruptions. Thirdly, information overload can make people less productive. People who multitask take much longer and make more mistakes than people who do the same task one after another. What can be done about information overload? One solution is technological. There is now a computer program or app you can install called Freedom, which disconnects you from the web at present times. The second solution involves willpower. Switch off your mobile phone and the internet from time to time. The manager of an IT company puts thinking time into his schedule when all his electronic devices are switched off, so that he isn't disturbed. This might sound like common sense, but nowadays, although we have more information than ever before, we do not always have enough common sense. Okay? This is the article that refers to this section, right? So let's take a look what we have. Let's start on 3B. Let me open it. And let's see. I preview on my attempt. Let's see what it's about. Here you have it. There you have the whole article again, and you have these 3 questions. Many of the managers surveyed think as a result of information overload, and you have options, yeah, for the answer. You can, some of them are kind of logic, but still, you got the article there, so you can compare. Okay, your time starts to run now. Okay, let's retake it. We just work on 3B. Let's see what else we get. That is on the for the reading. Yep. Let's get to one more activity. Number 4 in vocabulary and pronunciation. We got like match the words and pictures. That one is related. Let me see, we got it here to this ones. Here, let me just, the words that we're gonna use, that we're gonna be working with is related this, right? Mouse, speaker, USB cable, keyboard, memory stick, plug, remote control, screen, socket, switch is already done there. Switch is number 1. An adapter and headphones. Okay, so the activity is that to identify, to match, similar to what we got in here. Okay, let's take a look, and we start on 4A. Okay? Match the words and pictures. Let me preview on mine to exactly. So you have it in the following form, and what you have in here on the platform is the words right here and the numbers according to what we cover there. Yep. You're gonna drag the number and place it at the right word. Yes, we just drag the number and you place it at the right word. Once again, you got it here. The number 1 is a switch, just in case. With that information, we can start this activity. We got 10 minutes for it. Yep. Let's work on activity 4A. So up to that activity, vocabulary 4A, we're gonna stop for today. Yep. And obviously we're gonna retake it next weekend. Have a great week. Always take care, and I'll see you. Supposedly I'll see you next Saturday. Yep.
Thank you, teacher. See you
Thank
later.
you, mister. Thank you, teacher.
Bye bye, guys. Take care.
Mister, es feriado, si tenemos clases.
Until now, normal schedule, but we'll see. We have to wait the confirmation. Yeah.
Okay, mister.